Keisei, has the reality set in yet that tomorrow night's going to be your last time playing a regular season home game?
Yeah, I'm not ready for it, but this is my last game playing at the PBA, so it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fun.
What are your emotions right now? I mean, when you came here, Fred said they just wanted somebody that can shoot and space the floor, and now you've kind of emerged to one of the faces of the program. I guess, have you had time to kind of reflect on this journey yet, or are you still kind of focused at the task at hand here?
I'm still, testing, every day. Like, I don't know, like, it feels like wrong for me, but, it's actually not. It was, super, I had a lot of experience here. I did, thing I did here too, so.
Joe, you had a kind of winding road here. Just have you, just broadly speaking, what's this season been like for you coming back playing your last year of college in your hometown like this?
Oh man, I mean, for one, obviously, it's unfortunate how I was able to get the extra eligibility, but obviously, I'm really grateful that I got to kind of have a second chance at wrapping up my collegiate career, and having been like a little bit of a journeyman in my college career, and playing it such a diverse amount of levels, and just in different parts of the country. I've been very fortunate that I've ended up at like 3 really great positions, and to finish it here at home was something that I didn't think was ever gonna be a possibility, and so to have it unravel this way, and to be playing the way we are, to be in the position we are, is really something that just seems almost kind of fake. Like it doesn't seem like it's real to just like when you really think about it in its entirety. Now, obviously, we still haven't cemented ourselves as locks for the tournament yet, but obviously we're still in a really strong position. With assuming we handle business these next 2 games, but it's kind of a little bit of a balancing act of you're trying to take it all in, but at the same time not kind of almost relishing the season as it's been, because obviously you're still trying to finish strong, and so it's not time to reflect and get too caught up in it, and let the emotions come into it, because at the end of the day we still have to win these next 2 games. There's no free games in the Big Ten regardless of the competition, and so it's been a little difficult, obviously being aware of the season coming to an end, but also knowing like we haven't done enough yet to take our foot off the gas, and so but there's no denying, like it's been a really special experience.
Keisei, about 10, 11 months ago, you had a decision to make about whether or not you were going to come back to Nebraska or go pursue professional aspirations. Looking back on it, you happy with that choice?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think I made a good decision to come back here. I think I'm super happy with the situation that I'm here right now.
Where have you seen yourself grow? From the hot finish to last year to here, what types of benefits have you seen from this extra year at Nebraska?
Yeah, I think I did a lot. I have a lot of improvement. Like from like last year and this year. So I think I did more like on-ball stuff. From the last year. So it's been great. Like running process that I'm having here.
Joe, when you say you didn't think this kind of last year was possible, I guess if you think back, when did you realize that this was a possibility, that you would get this last year, you'd be able to finish it in Lincoln and just have the experience that you've had here?
Well, without burning too much of everybody's time, just, going through the recruiting process, when they had first kind of reached out, I didn't even like fully entertain it in the moment, just because I just didn't really think that it would be the right fit or time or whatever else, and just kind of thought like I should go for a safer option. At least just that was like my initial like kind of evaluation of it. And so, obviously after going through all of that and then, blah, 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 I kind of realized, even though it's far from like a sure shot, like the university and Coach Hoiberg and this team were in a really strong position to be legitimate contenders for making an at-large bid in the coming out of the Big Ten, regardless of the projections having us at like 11 or 12. I didn't entertain them too much, but that's kind of the part of it, is because I haven't played in March. I played in the NIT last year, but I haven't played in March Madness in my career. And as college athletes and just hoopers in general, there's always that extra sense of pride, even for the guys that are one and done. Even they take it really hard when they can't make it, or they don't make the run that they hoped. It's something really different and special about college basketball, with the level of camaraderie and just kind of passion and buy-in that people have for what's going on. And so for me, like, the part that just didn't seem like it would be possible was just the fact that, because obviously I'm from here, and so I know kind of the connotations that come with Nebraska basketball, and getting to be a part of history and start the momentum of changing that narrative is something that is kind of that storybook. Like, yeah, I mean, you could kind of tell like eventually it would get to it, but to know that like I got to be a part of what got the ball rolling in that right direction, and hopefully get to hang that first banner up in PBA is something that I'm still fighting tooth and nail to finish for. But we're, like I said, like, we're in a great position. But
hey Joe, what's it been like watching up close the way people respond to Keisei, and also the sound of the kind of arena when he's on a heater?
Yeah, I mean, even for us, we kind of just like assume every time it goes up, it's going in, and then everyone notices, like, even before he's made one, even if he's got off to like a little bit like a cold start, like missed his first 2 or 3, everyone's still as soon as it goes up, it's and because you just kind of feel like the like potential energy building inside the arena. And so, I mean, it could even be just like a regular shot, like just one more, he's just on the wing, and it's just, and yeah, I mean, just because like once he like sees that first one go in and gets that confidence building, then there's something really exciting and special, and I mean, entertaining about it happen. But yeah, I mean, it's been incredible. I mean, obviously he's a really dynamic player, a really unique player, and especially just with the way a lot of people just underestimate him at first glance. It's always great. I mean, especially when, especially if you're on the bench or something in an away team, and, you hear like their student section, like, and then, that first one goes in, then it goes up, next one, fast break, drops it in, and then you're kind of, oh, what's going on? And then, yeah, I mean, but obviously for us it's usual, but I always like seeing people experience it for the first time.
Just a little bit related to my husband is from here.
Okay.
So I know how passionate the Nebraska people are about the college sports. But I just want to ask you, as a Nebraska native, what are the things about Keisei that excites the people here? Is there anything like relatable to the people from here?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is just the passion for his work. One thing that's, just true and through with Nebraskans is, I mean, we take a lot of pride in what we do regardless of the task at hand. And, to see someone like Keisei and just like the passion and like fire that he plays with, it kind of ignites that spark that everyone here kind of has inside themselves. And just, it's hard not to leech off of it. And, like, I'm the same way, with just, how I can kind of like get riled up. And, Keisei just, fits right in with with his passion and just the flair that he plays with on the floor.
Keisei, when you came to Nebraska, I don't know what you knew about this place and you know, what that connection even was for you. But 3 years later, what does Nebraska mean to you? And what has this experience at Nebraska meant for you personally?
You know, it's mean a lot to me. Like, especially it feels like, you know, it's my second home right now here. I've been here for like 3 years here. You know, how people treat me, how people support me. You know, that makes me feel like it's my second home right now.
Joe, coming into this year, what were your expectations of what Big Ten basketball would be like? You know, the physicality, that aspect as a big man. How has that whole experience been for you this season?
Oh, I mean, it's been great just because, you know, for myself, you know, my dream, you know, growing up was always to play against, you know, the biggest and the best. And the Big Ten, you know, over the course of history in college basketball has always been at the top, you know, the top three at least. And so I knew, you know, coming into it just with the way that Coach Hoiberg likes to kind of construct his teams and his play styles that, you know, we were going to be just on average usually a little bit undersized. And so, I mean, I loved, you know, that challenge of it, especially not only just playing in an already big league, but also just making that jump in terms of overall competition, you know, like, I mean, everybody 1 through 5, you know, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, they're more skilled. And, you know, I just love it because, you know, as a competitor, I always, you know, I take a lot of pride in my defense. And so to have that challenge of knowing that it's not just, you know, that one big matchup in, you know, conference play against that, like, you know, the potential player of the year, it's like every team has somebody that is a force to be reckoned with. And so, I mean, obviously, you know, the biggest force in college basketball with, like, Zach Edey. And so, I mean, just knowing that, like, every night you got to bring your A game and, like, you have to be in the right mindset and you're going to be put to the test is just, I mean, what I've enjoyed more than anything else, just kind of keeping myself kind of in that zone of, you know, you got to show up or you're going to get shut out. And, I mean, I've never ran from a challenge, and as part of why I tried to, why I took on the biggest challenge in my career in my last year, you know, regardless of, you know, what I was supposed to have done or what maybe would have felt like the right decision. I knew that I wanted to kind of face that fire head on.
Keisei, how happy are you that, you know, your dad is here from Japan and he's been here maybe a week already? And what did you do together?
You know, I'm having a lot of fun with him. Go out to eat, you know, Japanese food with him. To spend time with him, like show around you know, what I'm doing here, you know, stuff. You know, I'm so happy, you know, he's, you know, able to come here to watch my play. You know, also like hang out with, you know, with him.
Hey, Joe, one about Rutgers. I'm sure, I mean, this team has responded well to challenges throughout the year. I'm sure that game, if Piscataway is one you'd like to get back from. What do you remember about that one? What do you got to do this time around?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward, just especially based off that game in particular. I mean, they punked us on the boards, just straight up. I mean, that was it. I mean, we played great, you know, first shot defense, besides some, you know, transition mishaps. But I think the statistic was they got like 52 or 53% of their misses. And so when the other team's getting more of their misses than you are, it's basically impossible to win. And, you know, the fact we took it to overtime is basically the testament that we just shot ourselves in the foot. And so, you know, the same way, you know, Minnesota was able to, basically that was the same way we lost at Minnesota and gave up 50 points in the second half. It's going to be that same challenge and just test of our pride and trust in what we're trying to do to kind of bring that same, not only match it, but, you know, kind of push the threshold of our just comfortability with, you know, going to, you know, hit on every shot, keeping guys out, knowing, you know, who the poor free throw shooters are, not giving up ticky-tack, you know, and ones. It's you know, it's really one of those things where there's not a lot to change with, you know, the scout or things like that, besides the adjustments we've made. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to, just are we gonna you know, just man up and kind of do the do the uncomfortable thing and, you know, put our bodies out there and, you know, hit people that don't want to be hit. So.
Players.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.